Tonight, we are in Metamora, Indiana, at number 1 Canal Street. This building was erected in 1854 and has been many things, but most importantly, a cobbler shop and the old post office. It has a very tragic and dramatic history to it, and we are hoping to talk to some of those spirits and find out more about their story. We are here to give these spirits a voice that no longer have one, and we just want to be able to tell the rest of their story as Kathy does the haunted tours through Metamora, Indiana, starting in July. As you can see, the building has lots of character, and we cannot wait to get inside, show you the rest, and talk to the spirits.
Hey lovelies! Normally I would say, welcome back to my channel, Storytime with Stephanie, but as you can see, we've grown. We are now officially the Get Spooky Society. Yay! So, I want to again introduce everybody. To my left is Tina. Tina is our medium, which is so cool. Not every investigative team has their own medium, so we are so lucky. And then this is Ashley. Ashley is an empath, a very sensitive empath. I'm Stephanie. I'm also a sensitive empath. And this is Kathy. Kathy's an empath as well. She also does all of the haunted and historic tours in Metamora, Indiana, which is where we are. So tonight, we are in one of the original post offices of Metamora. They had another one that's torn down. They were here for a while. They've been in other buildings. But this one has a very, very dramatic story that we're not going to talk about right now until we do our investigation. So, guess what? It's time to get spooky!
Hey guys, so we are going to do a walkthrough of what used to be the post office in Metamora, Indiana. I'm back here with Kathy. This used to be the post office downstairs. It was one of the post office, and that is a mannequin. Yes, it scared the crap out of me earlier. This room they haven't done anything with yet, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like. It used to be a cobbler's, it keeps changing, a cobbler shop upstairs. So we're just going to do a walkthrough. They are putting an escape room in here. So that's what they got going on right now. So you're going to come through the front door, and this building is so cool. You're going to come through the front door, and then they're going to have it set up like it was a post office here. And then they're going to go into the escape room and get locked in. So this is the building that we are, he left some of the wallpaper up there, that we are going to investigate tonight. And it has quite a story of betrayal, murder, and suicide. Kathy knows the history because she, again, does all of the haunted tours within Metamora, Indiana. And I'm going to take you upstairs real quick. She does the haunted tours, so she is the one that did all the research. This is the upstairs that isn't going to be utilized right now, but we're going to take you up there anyway. And I know some of the history that she's told me, but Tina does not. She's our medium. She does not. But we have pictures of her notes that she's taken. And Ashley does not know either. So this was what was the cobbler's shop up here. And it is really hot up here. And Kathy has yet to go in the basement. So that's what we're going to do next. she was giving me a walkthrough earlier, and she said, I've not been in the basement yet. I said, oh, let's film that. Just in case. Okay. All right, let's do this.
It's definitely not a finished basement.
Did you expect it to be?
Not really. Watch, this bottom step is broken. It's missing.
Okay.
Just be careful, honey.
Okay.
Ooh, it's not very tall.
Oh.
Ooh.
So it's more like a cellar.
Yeah, I would definitely call this more of a cellar. It may have been taller at one time. This could have kind of
Wow.
filled in. Yeah, I told you that step.
Yeah, that is gone. Ooh.
There's a window situation over there we're going to have to address before we open up. Of course, that's going to be completely locked off, so it won't matter really, I guess.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, not very big.
No. Yeah, I would call this just like, almost like a root cellar.
Yeah. That's about all I can stand up in here is roots.
Is that a old, what is that back there? A door?
I'm not sure if it was a door at one time. It kind of looks like it the way it's stuck out. It could have been. Like I said, I think this could have been deeper at one time. I think it may have gotten filled in with all the crap.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And there's a big mound of dirt right there.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody's buried.
Well, maybe they'll talk to us tonight. We'll find out.
That's right. Okay, you guys. So we have just now shown you that we are alone. Okay. We will be back. Here is the shed out back. And it is just filled. It's got an outhouse in it. And it is just filled with stuff that they've taken out of the house. And a chair, etc. Okay, guys, we are back. And again, we are at one of the post office locations for Metamora, Indiana. And it was in 1854 that this building was erected. We are currently just going to take in and meditate and welcome the spirits in for a little bit as we sit here in our little circle. And I'm just going to video this just in case they come forth. Okay, guys, we are about to really start our investigation, and I just want to say a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, please wrap us all in your white light and keep us from evil, keep evil away. We do not invite any evil into this room or into our lives. We do not invite anybody to attach themselves to us or our equipment. We do invite any spirit that is here to come and talk to us and join our circle. We know there are many stories to tell here. So please, please come and tell your story. We want to give you a voice. We come in peace. We mean you no harm. And we just want to hear what you have to say and help you move on. Right now we're going to have Tina with the dowsing rods. And I do want to report that my battery on my camera is already low and it was fully charged when we started. We also have Ashley over here. She has her earbuds in with her spirit box. We have Kathy over here, and she is in charge of watching all of our, we have like the REM pod set up over here. That's over here. We have the little cat ball. We have added a pendulum. If that pendulum does move, as you can see, it is on its own stand, so that means that somebody is with us. And we do have the flashlights over here. And we've added a candle that they can also talk to us. We do have our friend Dale back. Hello, Dale.
Hello.
And he has a temperature reader. So Dale is going to be the official temperature reader of the night. We also have a static camera going on in here that is videoing the front door, which is significant to our story. So spirits, if you are here, please come join our circle and please talk to Tina for now, or any of the other devices, or speak directly into the camera. You can feel free to knock, make a noise, move something as well. However is most comfortable for you to speak to us.
Is there anyone here who would like to tell us their story? We know there are lots of spirits here, I can feel them. So come forward, cross the rods if there's anyone here who would like to speak with us.
Okay, you guys, we did not get a lot in the other room, so we have moved into the front room of the post office. And this is the front door, by the way. And those are kids outside screaming. Kathy has now moved over here. She has a clear view of the pendulum. Tina is over here channeling. We have the cat toy, cat ball, some flashlights, some candles, and then Ashley has decided to sit over here in this doorway with the REM pod and the rods because she feels some energy over there, and there's a flashlight behind her. And then this piece here did not come with the post office, but we feel there's something residual attached to it. So we'll see if anything happens with that as well. So we're going to begin with Ashley and the REM pod, Ashley with the REM pods and the rods over here in this doorway. And already it looks like they're moving.
I'm adjusting my grip a little bit.
Okay. In the other room, we did have them point the rods in this direction when we asked them if they wanted us to go someplace else.
Okay, now, yes, we're here. You pointed at the door. We're at the door. Is that where you wanted us to go?
Hey you guys, so we are taking a break right now, and I came outside and I feel like I need to film where the railroad depot was when it actually was a running railroad that went to Cincinnati from here. That way, if we do get the spirits to talk to us that we had anticipated were going to talk to us out here, you know where the incident occurred, and it was right outside the post office. So the railroad depot was over the canal, and here is the post office front door, and this was where the depot was, right here. And this was in 1902. Okay, you guys, right now we are going to have Tina tell us what she has channeled. She's had a couple dreams in the last couple nights about possibly what we were going to feel and witness here in this building, around the building. She's also, as we always say, she did come early tonight and walked through and she wrote down notes about all this. So we're going to have her reveal, because she doesn't know anything about the history at this point. We want to see, like we did at the Oddfellows, if it matches anything of what we know.
So in my dream on Tuesday, June 16th, I saw a gathering of people in front of this building, a very large crowd. They were very angry, yelling. They had torches, because obviously didn't have electric at that time. A lot of shouting. I couldn't see who they were shouting at, but I could hear someone yelling back, "I'm just passing through, sir. I'm just passing through." And it was very clear that this person was pleading for his life. I mean, he clearly was going to be injured or hurt in some way. I have a very, very strong feeling in the birch tree straight out front of here. There's a smaller one that I think possibly had a bigger tree at one time, and then there's a very large birch tree, or beech tree, I'm sorry, straight in front of the cobbler's door.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened in that tree. I believe it was with this gentleman. I did another channeling on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
I've got several names. I've got Edward, I got Frank, and I got Allison.
Okay.
Came through very clearly. And then when I got here this afternoon, oh no, take that back. I had a dream last night as well, the 17th. There was a young woman, 20-ish, dark curly hair, glasses, and she popped up into the window and screamed, "Help us," and woke me up from dead sleep and sat straight up in my bed, and she was right in my face.
Wow.
It was very, very scary.
I've got chills.
It was very scary.
Wow.
Here is a picture of Tina's notes from the dream she had regarding the woman. Prior to the investigation, I had taken these two pictures of this cabinet that has made its rounds of Metamora. People recommended that I take more than one picture in case I catch something. When you blow up the glass in these pictures, you can see what looks to be like an apparition that we caught moving away from me. Does she resemble the woman in Tina's dream? Does she also resemble this woman, Inez Alley?
Yes. So, and then when I got here again, that tree called to me again, and it's the same tree that Kathy and I talked about when we were down at Oddfellows, that I pointed out, so I don't know if maybe there's a history that I'm not aware of. Inside this building, there's chatter, there's a lot of footsteps, you know, but it was a post office, so I would expect that.
Right.
I also hear the door chime
Right.
every couple of minutes.
Which would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all perfectly
Normal.
makes sense.
Right, right.
So that's my notes, so I hope that matches something.
Okay.
We'll see.
Great. So that's awesome. That's very interesting information. So we are going to now have Kathy tell us the story of the incident that we were hoping to find out more about tonight. And then she can also help. I do know the story, but she knows it better than me. So hopefully she can help decide if any of those names mean anything, or obviously the first dream kind of sounds like it could be related.
Could be. There was a telegraph operator here who was married, and his wife began to have an affair with one of the railroad engineers. They had a very disturbed, very troubling marriage, and when she decided that she was going to leave him, she went to her mother's house, and her stepfather was escorting her to the train. Her husband at the time, who was a telegraph operator here in Metamora, saw her stepfather bringing her to the train and grabbed a shotgun. He met them just outside the depot, which was located over the canal. And as Mr. Pelsner pushed his stepdaughter into the depot building, Richard Opulent shot him in the back. He lived for a few hours, but the shot was so bad that it tore a large chunk out of him. Then Mr. Opulent continued to hold the town of Metamora hostage for several hours. He stood in the doorway to the depot and swore that if anyone came near him, he would shoot. And after a few hours, as they were trying to figure out how to get him, he wandered back to his mother's house. When he noticed the sheriff's department and the locals were coming to his mother's house, he went into her bedroom and drank a bottle of carbolic acid. He survived for a couple hours, but then did pass away. He felt that the whole town knew about the affair, and he felt that a lot of people had held secrets. And according to his mother, he had actually planned to shoot 8 to 10 people. And it's been known that people have seen someone wandering back and forth up and down the tracks, crossing back and forth across the road, as if they're hunting for something. And last year when I was actually giving a private tour on a Thursday night with 3 other women, right before I told them this story, they saw someone walk across the road to the canal and disappear. And they spent a good 20 minutes looking for them, and there was no one around.
Right.
And then I told them the story, and they thought it made perfect sense what was going on.
Right.
As far as what you were dreaming, you're dreaming about some places I haven't shown you yet. Some of the names that you brought up are very familiar. And the problem with the tree is also part of that. But since we don't want you to know about the stories ahead of time, we really don't want to diverge any more information than that.
Right. Now, what we didn't say was this was 19. My battery did go dead on my camera, so I changed it. And to reiterate, the date that this happened was 1902. It was April 12th, I believe. And it was 9 a.m. in the morning. I remember that part of the story because he was already drunk on whiskey. I do have pictures of the newspaper clippings that Kathy let me see before this, and one of the clippings said that he had been on morphine and whiskey the whole week prior to this happening. So the fact that he was drunk at 9 a.m. in the morning, that was what he was doing because he knew she was going to leave him or felt she was going to leave him. Now, I do want to put it on Ashley because Ashley does tend to see visions. And when we meditated before we opened our investigation tonight, she did see a vision. And I want to see if that might correspond with anything. And Kathy will be able to tell us possibly.
Okay, so during a little walk that Kathy and I had, she kind of gave me a short version history of what had happened in this town before Tina did her thing. I'm reading her notes. But when I was meditating, I definitely saw an image of a train going really fast multiple times. I mean, just the image of windows shooting by. I also saw a man, and I don't know how old this gentleman was, but this man that I saw was older, maybe between like 50 and 60, big bushy eyebrows, and he had a brown cap with short brim. So not, what are those called? I don't know, just like one of those fancy caps.
Fedora?
Not a fedora. It was almost like a cowboy hat, but without the brim. Just a very short brim, and it had the distinct, pointy end at it.
Yeah.
On the top. I don't know. And it was brown. Looked possibly like felt, and definitely big bushy eyebrows.
That sounds like when I was doing the research, I was able to get a drawing of Mr. Pelsner, the father-in-law that was shot, And that sounds just like him.
That might make a lot of sense. It's like I just saw his eyebrows; they were just very bushy. The hat, and he wore like what you said it was in August, but I
No, it was
saw him
April.
in a coat,
April.
like a.
They all wore coats. It was 19.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it was April, so it could have been cool.
Yes.
Oh, it was April.
Yes.
Not August.
Not August,
okay.
April.
Yeah, a very long coat, big, oversized hat.
They said in the description that the shot tore a piece the size of a dollar bill out of his garment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here is a picture of Mr. Pelzer. Could he be the person in Ashley's vision? I'm not sure. But here are the other articles that we have in regards to this incident.
So from here, I think we may go outside and possibly try to do some dowsing rods, do a little necrophonic app, do some spirit box work out there where the depot used to be, and see what happens. So we will be back.
During our investigation of this wonderful building in Metamora, Indiana, we again walked away with more questions than we had answered.
Hey lovelies, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We got rained out with a thunderstorm, which was not expected. So, we just wanted to say, if you liked this video, please give us a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and hit the alert button so you know when we are going to upload another video. So until next weekend, stay spooky!